These are 1970 VW seats that I repaired and recovered and put into my 1965 Bug. I wanted the higher back because I'm old enough to remember when people would get whiplash from those short back seats. I love the short back ones, but I just didn't feel like they're safe enough. So when I bought these seats, the guy told me they were 1968. And so I bought the covers for 68 and was preparing to do that. And it turns out the covers had wide headrest area instead of narrow. In 1970, they went to narrow. So the seats that he sold me are actually from 1970. But they do have the same interface for those rails on the bottom. So they still fit in just like the 65 seats. And it's the last year of the L rail instead of the T rail. So they worked out great. I'm super happy with them, and this video will show you how I went about repairing the frames and putting in new cushions and new upholstery. You can see that I've already taken the seats apart, and those are the two tops, and then I've got the two bottoms right here. And what I did is I took them apart, I made repairs. There's a few places where the frames were broken. The weld for it is on the other side of this, but you can see I had to weld here and I had to weld there. I had a couple places where I had to tack this frame piece broken loose from this cross member. And so I had to weld there. I had to do a weld repair on this spring right here. And I painted the parts that are going to be exposed to match my 1965 interior. After I painted them, I also went through and lubed up. You can see this is the release right here. And so I went in and I lubed, disassembled that. It's really easy to take apart. And to do that, you can see you just slide up into this notch. When you do, this part will come off of that peg. You can see there's a peg there. This part will come off of that peg, and it releases this slide rod. And so you can take that off, clean it up, lube it up so it slides really easily now. And I've pretty much just cleaned up the frames. I also put these backs on. I bought these backs from Wolfsburg West, and I put new backs on them. To do that, you can see these little tabs right here. You have to bend those up and take that frame off. Take the seat springs off of the frame and slip this backing in between the seat springs and the frame, and then rebend those down again. One of the things I need to do is replace this hook. You can see it broke off, and this is what they're supposed to look like. This is on the bottom of the backrest, and what happens is the spring box comes and it fits in here, and then this folds down over it on these 3 points, and it also serves to have that point to hold the upholstery. Well, the upholstery hook broke off, and so I'm going to make a new one. What I found is this metal right here is the same, pretty close to the same thickness. If I put it up next to this, you can see it's pretty well the same thickness as that. What I did is I just bought a Simpson tie at Home Depot. These are like $1 each. And they seem to be just about the right thickness of material, and it's also has the right ductility where it bends enough, because these can't be brittle. They need to bend back and forth to make those hooks bend over the upholstery. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new one from this and put it on here, and go from there. Okay, I've got a piece cut out and it's the right size. Now I'm going to just tack weld it on to that location on each side to hold it in place. Okay, I've got that clamped down and ready to tack. The nice thing about this material right here is it's thick enough to work, but it's also thin enough that you can cut it with tin snips. And so I didn't have to use any kind of a saw. I could just use tin snips to cut it to the right size and shape. Okay, I've got that tacked on there. Now I'm ready to put the springs back on. This is what it looks like with the springs back assembled and it bent over. Holding it, you can compare it to these two, and it looks like it's going to be just right. And then up at this end, there's just 2 screws on each side. One of the reasons I took apart this slide rod is because one of the screws is right behind it, and so it's easier to get that screw when you remove the slide rod. And then you can see there's 2 screws on this side too. You take those 2 screws out and you unbend these things. You put the backing in there, pinch it in there, and then return the screws. And then this is what it looks like from the other side. And then these, I'm gonna glue these on. Right now these are loose, but these little plastic filler tubes, I'm gonna put a little bit of this spray glue on them and stick them in place so they don't slide around. And then I also, on the bottoms, I did any repairs needed. I painted the exposed parts and have those 2 ready to go. Then, what I'm planning to do is, you see this felt material, I traced out the 2 seat bottoms and then the 2 seat backs on this felt. And it turns out I bought this from J-Bugs, and then I got new foam to go on the backs and on the seat bottoms. And it turns out this piece that they sell is just big enough to do 2 bottoms and 2 backs. I'll try to show this, the rest of this part of it, but you can see I traced out, let me get this straightened out. I traced out 2 backs here. You have to do them long ways to get them both on there. And 2 seat bottoms. I'm gonna cut those, and I'm gonna put that felt in between the seat springs and the foam to keep the foam from pressing in there. This is the old foam, and when I took the old foam off the seat backs, you could see where it was kind of pushing through the springs. On the old seat foam, you can see how badly the seat springs cut into it. And then these are the new seat covers that I got. They're from TMI. So that's all my materials. And then these are the 2 headrests. I used a little bit of spray glue to get them to hold together. They were separating a little bit. Looks like some of it. Yeah, I put just a little bit of glue to stick those together, but they're in good enough shape I can reuse those. And then this will be the new foam. So I have all the elements. Next thing I'm going to do is cut out this felt, and then I have these hog ring pliers and hog rings that I'm going to use to attach the felt to the springs so it doesn't move around. Then I'll put the foam on and start the recovering process. But you can see that's where I am so far. They're pretty much just stripped, ready to go, except for having done the backs and lube those little sliders and frame repair. So next step is cut out the felt. Okay, I've cut out the felt and I'm ready to do the first seat bottom. This is the passenger side. You can tell by the adjustment on this, on the outboard side over here. So this is my wife's seat, and she likes to sit up a little taller. You can see that the center of these springs is down a little bit. I mean, they are 60 years old. So what I'm going to do is put 1 layer of felt sort of in that low section right there. And then I'm going to put another layer on top of that that pretty much goes even with this part of the frame and doesn't quite go all the way around to the edges. It pretty much just will be in the center. So that's going to raise that up about, you know, thickness of 2 of these. Then when I put this final piece of felt on, it will extend all the way from the back part of the frame all the way up to the front. So it's going to go along the frame all the way around. So in the very center, she's going to have 3 layers of felt to pop it up a little bit. That'll allow her seat to sit up a little higher. The thing you have to be careful of is if you get it too thick back here, then when you go to slide the seat back forward to let people into the back seat, it's a tight fit, and that won't want to slide over the extra material. So I'm going to try and keep it thin enough that that isn't a problem. But that's what I'm going to do for that seat bottom. Right now I'm going to use some hog rings to hold those pieces in place. I've got some hog rings on this first piece to hold it in place. Now I've got this one hog ringed in here, here, there, and then up there. So that one's held in place. Before I hog ring this one on, I'm going to put the seat bottom on, do a fit check, and make sure that it fits all the way around over that piece that I put on there, to be sure that it's not going to stick out too much. Okay, it looks like it goes on there just fine. So I think I'm okay to hog ring that last piece of felt on. All right, I've got that one hog ringed on now, and next I'll put the seat foam on. The seat foam fits good, so now I'll get the cover and see if I can slide it over there and get it all to fit together. Okay, I got both of the seat bottoms on, but they're not attached yet. I'm gonna have to bend these little hooks up, put it on there and bend them back over all the way around, and then in the back it needs a metal rod. Well, I only have one from the old seat covers. I'm gonna have to go to Home Depot and get some more metal rod and cut it to length. Okay, I got some replacement rod to use with the upholstery. This is the original Volkswagen one, and you can see the thickness of it. This is a rod that I bought at Home Depot, and it's an 1/8 inch. So it measures 3.1 millimeter. The other one is 2.8 millimeter. So they're pretty close, about 10% bigger, but I think it's gonna work just fine. And the best part about it is it's about the same stiffness. If you go to bend these and you go to bend this, it has the right stiffness to it, so I think it's gonna be good for using the rods in the upholstery. I'm gonna fit check the seat back. So this is the seat back with the headrest foam installed and the felt. I haven't hog ringed it on here, but I've got it sitting, and I'm gonna take and put the foam on here and then try to fit it around and see how well it fits. This is the seat back foam on there. You can see there's a little bit of an edge along here, but it seems to fit well around the rest of it. I'm wondering if the seat upholstery will hold it tight and smooth some of that out. I'm starting with the rear with the seat back cover inside out to start working it onto the back. This is the back, and you notice I put a little bit of felt because there's kind of a step in the foam right here between this and the foam of the headrest. So I've got a little bit of filler felt in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that cover on, starting inside out over the top of the headrest. This is what it looks like when you have the cover over the headrest and you're starting to work it down towards the bottom. Once you have the cover on, you go around and you just pull the cover up and stick it over these prongs when they're sticking up. You can see there's a couple on each side. And you push them down and then bend them over. And then in the back, this is the part I was telling you that needed the metal rod. there's two prongs back here, and you stretch the whole thing. It's got this metal rod through it. You put it over these hooks and then bend them down. It's important to bend these things down because once the seat's installed, if you lose something underneath the seat, like a flashlight or a hairbrush or something, when you reach under there, if these hooks aren't bent down, they will catch your arm or your hand and cut it pretty bad. They're very sharp. So this set of upholstery came with this string too. You'll notice it's looped through the upholstery and it comes back here. So I just looped it and tied it off here. The original VW upholstery didn't have that, but I guess it's an extra measure. I think it'll keep this upholstery away from this mechanism that does the locking. Anyway, so that's what the bottom, underneath the bottom of the seat looks like. This is what the underneath of the seat back looks like. This is the seat back, and you can see, so there's only 3 of these hooks, and you have them sticking straight up. First of all, you take this material, stretch it down over the hook in 3 places, and then once this is stretched over and stuck through the hook, then this one has the metal rod in it. Then you stretch this one up over the hooks, and it comes from the opposite direction. So this is actually holding this material down. So that goes over the hooks. Then you bend the hooks over like this. And again, I bend them so that they're facing up into the seat, because what can happen with this one is this sits just above the seat bottom. And as you bring the seat forward and back, it moves back and forth over this seat bottom. And if these are sticking out at all, they're going to snag that seat bottom and rip it. So they've got to be tucked in there pretty tight. Anyway, that's what it looks like. The rest just slips over. But now I've got to put the backs onto the seat bottoms, and I got some new nuts here that I'm going to use to do that. And this is what they look like when the covers are on. They look pretty good. I think with a little bit of heat in the car, they'll kind of settle in, but they look okay. Next, I have to cut a slot right here. This is where that locking rod comes out. And you can see I've got these prepped and ready to go on there. So I've got to cut a slit there and then put those parts on. Okay, I got that cut. I got those pieces installed. It works like a champ. Just got to do it on the other one, and I should be all done.